to your January reading. This is going to be your intuitive reading for the month of January. Welcome in, you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome in. And for those of you who are returning subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for you guys' support and thank you so much for helping me out through the year of 2023. Your support means so much to me and I'm forever grateful for it. And yes, although we are in a technically a new year according to the Gregorian calendar system, really it's not necessarily a new year's for everybody, right? Sometimes it's just a time of reflection, and sometimes it's just a time of seeing, okay, where am I now and where am I going? And that's pretty much it, right? But it's not a time of deadline for a lot of people. That's kind of just a forced, trend. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into you guys' reading for the month of January. If you're tuning in here during the live stream, um, you guys are good. Okay, but if you're tuning in, okay, yeah, so sorry. If you're tuning in during the live stream, you guys, then just note that timestamps will be posted shortly after the live stream. And if you guys are watching this after it's already been posted after the live stream, then you can just drag along, or you should be able to see the timestamps in the description box below. And if you don't see it there, I promise it will be there shortly. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into you guys' reading for the month of January. Okay. I'm up early this morning. Usually I do my readings in the evening time for you, but I figured today's a day to do it like this. So let's start off with the fire element. Fire element, we got Sekhmet coming in strong for the month of January. We also have Neat coming in strong, and we also have Amen Ra coming in strong, right? So, what do we have going on for you guys? Okay, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. What is going on for the month of January? Okay, right off the bat, you guys, I just want to say this is definitely a beautiful month. This is a month that is going to bring upon a lot of change. And to be quite frank with you, this change is already happening. You guys can probably already feel the change. You guys can probably already see the change occurring right now. But let me just reemphasize that it's really about you actually opening your eyes to the changes that is around you. So here's what's happening. For the month of January, the overall guidance and the overall energies that's coming through for you is harvest. You guys are surrounded by abundance. You guys have already done the work. You guys have been working your tail off. I mean it. Some of you have really been working your butt off. Some of you have really planted seeds, been watering those seeds, been nurturing those seeds. And in the month of January, the guidance here is to wait, hold on, look, it's time to harvest. It's time to pick out those plump plums. It's time to pick out those plump, watermelons, those plump oranges, those plump fruits and vegetables, because they've already grown. So this is a time to make sure that you're not getting too busy focusing on like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta go get that, I gotta go get this. And you're like, oh shoot, look at what I've grown all around me. It's time to harvest. Now, you guys, this is not just about like, okay, financial gain. This is also about harvesting in the sense where you have abundance in all forms. This is abundance in intellect. This is abundance in wisdom. This is abundance in support. This is abundance in tools, abundance in so many different things. This is abundance in more resources. This is abundance in more connections. This is abundance that you guys have surrounding you. And it's about really seeing how abundant you are and how much you've already built during the past years. So, really make sure that you guys are in the right mind frame and the right perspective to be able to see this abundance around you. Don't get too caught up in working hard, so hard that you're not seeing how prosperous you already are in all forms. Because when we think of finances, we're really thinking of something that's really good as far as abundance in this 3D material modernized world. But you can have all the finances that you want and still feel poor, because feeling poor has nothing to do with like being broke financially. So you can have no finances at all, no financial abundance, and feel so wealthy because you have so much intellect, you have so much experience, because you have so much support. It can be so much support from one person. It could be so much support from multiple people. It could be so much support from the divine. But either way, you are so wealthy at this time. So now is the time to harvest. Okay. I had to say it like that because for some reason it had to just come out like that to really make sure that you guys aren't running around too much on a hamster wheel this month. All right, so now we also have here for you air element. So you guys have air element coming through for the month of January. This air element is signifying a paradigm shift. So there is going to be a change in your perspective this month. There's going to be a change in the way that you see things. There's going to be a change in the downloads that you receive. So there's going to be a lot of downloads that you receive on an intellectual level, and there's also going to be a bunch of information. Let me say something about this card as well. I'm seeing this card with all the eyes that are on it. You're going to be able to see things more clearly than you have before. So what was around you that you couldn't see, now you can see it this month. And this is going to be very beneficial for you. So really pay attention to making sure that you're not limiting yourself by limiting mental thoughts, limiting ideas, or going into fear. Make sure that this month you guys are not going into fear. Make sure that you aren't going into what it is that you don't have and how you are blocked and how you are, restrained in certain areas. And think about yourself. Think about the air element qualities, right? Air element, the ideas, the things that are just kind of in the air but haven't yet been materialized just yet. But they are still real, and they're just still very real. Think about all those things in a non-restricting way. Think about it in a very limitless way. There's nothing in the way. This card is also coming through, I'm seeing for you guys, in a way where it's telling you that you guys are going to get some downloads about the future. You guys are going to be a little bit ahead of your time. The ideas that you have, the intellect that you receive, the guidance that you receive is going to be guidance of the future. And this is going to be guidance that not everyone's going to be able to understand or see just yet. This is also coming through to tell you guys that you should share the ideas and the downloads that you've received. Share the epiphanies that you have with others. Okay? Those that are close to you, share it to them. So really this is about being free in the way that you think. Changing the way that you think. Letting go of the old habits that you have, the old ways of thinking. And really what's really coming through in a sense of abundance for you guys this month, the way that you view abundance, the way that you see how does it feel to be wealthy? What do I actually need to do? Do I need to work hard or smart? What is limiting me? And how can I just free myself from that? Okay, another thing for you guys, fire element. This month, I'm seeing here you guys have harmonic flight. So this is coming through with masculine and feminine energy. This is coming through with some partnership. So this is somebody that's very close to you. This can be a friend, this can be a relationship that you're in, this can be your wife, your husband. Nevertheless, this is somebody that you feel extremely close to, and this is somebody that you feel that you care a lot about and that they care a lot about you. This card is coming through for you to make sure that you're not taking them for granted, for you to make sure that you're seeing the love, that you're seeing the divine in them. When you look into their eyes, that you are able to see and accept them fully for who they are and see the divine in themselves. And also reflecting that divineness in your own self. So seeing that partnership that you have with them is very much so a reflection of who you are and what it is that you are projecting on to that relationship. So make sure that you guys are really taking moments to just appreciate somebody that's really close to you. You're going to know exactly who it is. They're going to come to mind. And remember, it's somebody that you care about. And it's somebody that you actually feel close to. Okay? And I'm also seeing it's somebody that you've been through a lot with. I'm also seeing it's somebody that, sorry, the downloads are coming so quick. I'm also seeing it's somebody that has supported you throughout your journey of the heart of planting your seeds and working so hard to build a foundation throughout this time. Really making sure that you're seeing this person for who they are, getting to know them on a deeper level, okay? And really being able to empathize and understand them. This is a perfect time for you guys to do that since you have the air element, since you have the paradigm shift happening for you. It's a perfect time for you guys to do that because you're receiving more intellect, therefore you're able to think deeper. Now, you guys also have She-Wolf coming through here. And this card is coming through and it's saying unleash the wild within. What does this mean? This means the wild that you have inside is coming through as your talents, your gifts that you have that you may keep inside. This is a month, especially during the middle of the month onwards, you guys need to be focusing on expressing your talents and your gifts. Okay? You need to be focusing on what it is that you bring to the table. Because when we think about wolf, we're thinking about a animal that, you know, survives within a pack, but can also be alone. It can be a lone wolf, but it survives in the pack. So it's about interdependence, being able to be in a group setting and having teamwork, but making sure that if there are other team members or other people that maybe have a bad day or maybe feeling not so good that day, they're not dragging you down. You have the strength within yourself, you have the willpower within yourself, and you have the independence within yourself to keep going forward, to keep that longevity, and to bring out what it is that you have to express. Okay, so make sure that you guys are expressing what it is that you are talented in. This is not a time to shy away. This is not a time to go behind. This is a time to harvest. This is a time to feel abundant. This is a time to feel wealthy from within. This is a time for you to notice what it is that your gifts are, your talents are, and for you to really just express those gifts and express those talents and not be afraid to unleash the wild within, okay? This is also going to bring you closer to your dreams, closer to your desires, and closer to really making it come true and bringing it into your reality, okay? You guys also have the trader here with his beautiful dreadlocks. Look how beautiful and look how calm and how respectable he looks. Looks like a respectable man. So this is saying exchange energy to create energy. Now this is important because this card, it fell out with the she-wolf. So it's saying exchange energy to create abundance. It's telling you to work on your gifts, work on your talents, express it, give your time, your energy in order to create abundance around you. So, once again, fire element. This month is not about focusing on what you can get, but it is about focusing on what you can give. Okay? You're plucking your harvest and you're watering it again, right? So what is it that you can give to another person, or what is it that you can give to a community of people? Especially, with um, that new paradigm shift that you guys are having with all these new ideas. What is it that you can give and share to other people? Your talents, your gifts. Really think about it, right? Is going to pop up for you guys through the month, and it's going to be a recurring sign for you guys. It might be music. It could be, just your time, your energy. But whatever it is, you're exchanging energy to create abundance. So this is also coming through to make sure that you're doing it not to get something in return. So this isn't about, okay, I'm going to exchange energy just so I can gain financial wealth. This is about, I'm going to exchange energy so that I can see the abundance around me. That's what it's about. So that I can be able to see that abundance because I provided it. I helped build it. Not necessarily just for this money financial gain. Take that out of the equation just for a second, right? Let's see what else. Trader, you want to be a trader, but you don't want to be a traitor. Okay, so make sure that you're doing it from a good place with good intentions. And also just make sure that you guys are really just nourishing yourself and also outpouring what it is that you have to bring to the table. Step up to the forefront, Amen Ra. Step up to the forefront, Sekhmet. And Sekhmet, also make sure that it's not just about, okay, what is this person just doing for me? Make sure it's about, oh, what do you have to offer? What are you bringing to the table? Is it just your presence, or do you have something that you can actually, give? You know what I'm saying? Meet. What is it that you have to teach? What is it that you have to express? What is it your talents are? Now, also for fire element, I'm seeing that you guys are also going to have this paradigm shift in seeing what it is that may have been taking your power away. Now, with the air element here so strong in your reading and so many positive things occurring for you in your reading, I'm really feeling this is something to do with more of a construct, more of an idea that was taking your power away. Some kind of perspective that you had. And it's really coming through strong, that feeling of needing to go and get and get and get and get and get in order to feel that you have. That hamster wheel was taking a lot of your power away. And now it's time to sit back and really acknowledge that and accept that that's what it was doing, and move forward and shift and go with the flow and persevere into this new energy of having your power. Now's the time for you guys to stand strong in your power. Now's the time for you guys to reclaim your power, reclaim your strength, reclaim who it is that you are. Do not forget who you are. Do not forget your essence. If you've been diving into something, whether it be a person, an activity, whether it be a construct, an idea, and you've lost part of yourself in that, now is a time where you guys are definitely reclaiming your power, without a doubt. You guys are definitely protected because there's a dragon right here. So you are protected, but you need to keep your eyes open and make sure that you have boundaries placed on yourself so you know when to take a time out from people, places, and things. And so you also know where to place boundaries on people, places, and things. We even have here protection. So make sure that you're doing what it is that you need to do to protect your energy. Okay, because your energy clearly showing through this reading is something that is very valuable. Your energy is gold. Okay, because you've worked so hard in planting these seeds, and now it's time for you guys to harvest in the month of January. And that's all because of your energy that you've put out. But protect your energy. Take breaks. Take time for yourself. And do it because you love it. Do it because you want to. Do it because it feels good. Do it because you deserve it. Not because it's a burden. Not because somebody's telling you to do it. All right? So thank you guys so much for tuning into your reading. Again, this is just a general reading. If you guys want a personal reading, you can check out the links inside of my description box below, where you'll be able to see the link to my website and the link to get a scheduled personal reading with me. It's fairly easy to schedule a personal reading. If you guys are going through emotional distress, or you're feeling like you have repetitive thought patterns that you want to release, or you want to heal from some type of trauma, I also have EFT therapy available for you guys to book as well. Nevertheless, make sure you guys always check out the links below. Like this video if you're liking it, share it with your family and friends. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning into your reading. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful month. Thank you. All right, we are going to move on to the next sign. Just grab some water here. All right. Moving on to the next sign, we have the earth elements. Welcome in, earth element. Thank you so much for tuning into your reading for the month of January. Happy New Year's, according to the Gregorian calendar system. We all know that this is just a continual energy. It's literally just the middle of winter. It's not a new year. But anyways, yeah, but this is a time of reflection. This is a time of just seeing how much your seeds have grown. This is a time of literally just having gratitude for, oh, what happened in the past 12 months. Not necessarily what happened in the past year, what happened in the past 12 months. And just not necessarily this trend of meeting deadlines. You don't have to meet all these deadlines on January 1st, right? I mean, that's just a facade. But it's really just about having gratitude and seeing where it is that you are and where it is that you're going and how grateful you are for that. So, let's see. Virgo, we have Taurus, and then we also have Capricorn. So Amut and Ptah and also Aset. Welcome into your January reading. Let's see what we have going on for you. As the blue jay. Makes a beautiful call in the background. Oh yeah. Whatever it is that you're doing this month, seeing the blue jay, you're going to have victory. You are also, sorry, you guys, I'm hearing a blue jay, and that's how nature speaks to me. So you guys are going to definitely have victory, but it's going to take a lot of bravery on you guys' end to make that happen. Now, let's see. The first card we have for you for the overall energy of the month of January, we have Nande here, and she is talking about truth. Now, this is a DT. Okay, she was married to a deity. Um, I think his name was Egba or something like that. I might be wrong, but Egba. But basically, what happened is like this man had like 7 wives, and his heads was still turning. And what she did was she basically left him, married a man, and created a new life for herself. So in this card, it is an interpretation of the truth. This is a month where you guys, you have to live out your truth. It may take a lot of courage, it may take a lot of bravery, but you're realizing that you cannot live in somebody else's truth anymore, and you will not tolerate that. This is a time where you're living in your own truth. Okay, this is a time where you're seeing what is your truth. You're looking at the reflection and you're seeing how abundant you are. You're seeing how much wealth you have. You're seeing how much fruits you have, how fertile you are. Where you may be in a place that may look a little scarce, but it's about what you see. What is your truth? Not what everybody else sees as the truth for you. Some of you guys are going to want to speak your truth. Some of you guys are going to be placed into a situation this month where you're going to have to defend yourself, where you may have to talk about what it is that you believe in, or you just may be really focused on speaking out for your truth. Some of you may have podcasts, you may have a YouTube channel, you may be a content creator, and you may be on the subject of talking about the truth a lot. Nevertheless, this month is an opening time for you where you're like, okay, this is my truth. This is what I'm going to live in. And this is also not just what I'm going to live in, but what I'm going to create because of this reflection. Okay, so it's all about understanding what your truth is and understanding what the truth is and living in that truth. All right? Not living in somebody else's truth. Very important for you. We also have here Mount Shasta. This is a magical place, a place where a lot of downloads occur, where a lot of beautiful things do happen. And so this is also coming through for earth elements, telling you guys that this month you may be experiencing a lot of downloads coming through for you, but there may be a place that you feel that is very sacred to you. There may be a place that you feel like is a place that brings in a lot of comfort, that makes you feel like you're living out your truth, that makes you feel like you belong, and to really pay attention to that place. Some of you want to move. Some of you want to create a new reality for yourself. Some of you want to make sure that what it is that you are on the inside is reflected outward. So some of you are really focused on, okay, what is in my environment? What is around me? And is that a true reflection of who I am on the inside? That's what it's about for you guys this month. You're making that come true. You're seeing that it is up to you to get into that comfortable place. It is up to you to create that environment for yourself. Okay? It is also up to you to do that based off of your thoughts, based off of your feelings, based off of what are you telling yourself. I was just talking about this in the community tab. What stories are you telling to yourself? What is your story? What is your truth? Is your story, whenever you talk about yourself, is it always about the things that you've been through and how you've been a victim, and how you've been a victim and what you've gone through and how it's been bad for you? Or are they empowering words? Are you speaking life into yourself? Are you saying you went through this but you came out strong? Are you talking about how you are a better person? Are you talking about how much you have to offer? Are you talking about how much love you have within yourself? Or are you just talking about the pain and the scars that you have been through? This is a time to speak life into your situation and to see the truth of who you are and to make sure that your reality and the things around you is a reflection of that. Okay? Now, with the full spectrum card coming out, this is about life and death because we see that there's the ground, we see that there is the skulls and the grave and the dirt, but we also see that that is what creates life. There's the cycle of life in this card where death and rebirth. So you guys may be experiencing rebirth, or, I don't really feel like you guys are experiencing rebirth this month. I feel like you guys have experienced a lot of rebirth throughout your life, and that you're now seeing the full spectrum of it, and you're now being able to see everything on a holistic standpoint. You're seeing the totality of everything. So this card is coming through to tell you guys that this month is not a time to look at black and white. Okay, Aset, this is not a time, Virgos, to be like, okay, it's right or wrong, it's black or white, it's this or that, right? Taurus and Capricorn, it's good or bad. No, this is a time to be able to read between the lines. This is a time to be able to understand and understand the gray areas. This is a time to see the void and see the blank spaces and be able to receive what is there. This is not a time to analyze. This is a time to see the full spectrum of everything. But this is very personal reading. So this is a full spectrum of you and your life and how you are the creation of everything and how everything around you, whether it be bad, is because of you. Because it's also about your perception and your projections of what you're perceiving, how you're perceiving things. You can perceive something bad inside of your environment as a lesson, or you can perceive it as an enemy or a threat and go into fear. It's up to you. So you have to go into the love vibration. You have to be able to see the full spectrum of everything, which is the love vibration, and really read between the lines and stay in your truth. You guys also have here sacral chakra energy. Now, I do see it's going to climax in the middle of the month for you, but overall this can be a reoccurring theme of creating your surroundings, creating what it is that you want in life, creating what it is that you seek in life, creating what it is that you desire in life. That is going to be a realization today. It might be a realization for a lot of you today. It might be a realization throughout the month that you are the core of creation. You are alchemy. You have the ability to create. Okay? So if something's not right, if you don't feel like you're living in your truth, if you don't feel like you're walking in your truth, you can create it and create the truth for yourself in so many ways. By action, by speaking, by imagining, by visualizing, by changing the energy that you have on yourself, by shedding off old, tired skin, because we have a snake here, right? So shedding off old skin, old energy, and bringing in the new energy, so that way what you're creating is an exact reflection of what it is that you want and what it is that you are. You guys may be seeing yourself doing some belly dancing this month. You may see yourself doing some dancing. You may see yourself doing some sit-ups. You may see yourself working on your core area, on your sacral chakra area. Um, Make sure that you guys are, taking care of what it is that you're eating, what it is that you're digesting inside of your body. Stay away from foods that don't really have a water content in it. So, if you know, just try your hardest to eat more fruits and vegetables. Eat fruits raw. Eat some vegetables that are raw, that have a lot of water in them. Um, Drink a lot of water. Just take care of your body overall. Try not to eat too many foods that don't have water, like chips and flour and pasta and, oh my goodness, and rice, all that stuff. Cut that out. But nevertheless, I'm not here to tell you exactly what to eat. I just want to let you guys know that it comes from within you. What it is that you are creating comes from within you. I also am getting a visualization of the sun pouring in through you guys. So whenever you see the sun outside and it's shining really good, or if you just see that it's a sunny day, whether it be cold or warm, if the sun is out and it's not that cloudy, make sure that you go outside and make sure that you actually visualize and let the sun rays actually come over you. While the sun rays coming over you, make sure that you guys visualize and imagine a gold beam of light surrounding your energy and the sun just surrounding your energy as if you were inside of the sun, as if you were the sun. And make sure that you guys are also just in that moment, just feeling the essence of who you are and seeing and feeling how your environment is a direct reflection of that. All right. Why is my battery going low? Let me just make sure my phone is charging. All right. Okay. Now we also have the winter here, which is saying that it's time for you to take care of your own needs. All right. So once again, living in your truth, making sure that you're not walking in somebody else's truth, making sure that you're not living your life through somebody else's perspective, through somebody else's construct, through the government's, through somebody else's construct, through somebody else's, systems. Make sure that you're living your life through your own system, through your own routines, through your own regime, through everything that is you. So we see wolf here and we think of, oh my gosh, wolf is family, wolf is a pack, wolf is all this stuff. But we also have the lone wolf, right? So this is saying take care of your own needs. This is a time for you this month, you guys. You have to kind of be the lone wolf. This is a month to have time to be alone, have time to take care of yourself. Think about it. Get a list, write down what it is that you need. Okay, not out of desperation, but out of desire. What is it that you feel like you would like and that you need? And take care of your own needs. Take care of your health, take care of your mind, take care of your energy. So make sure that you guys are doing that during this month. I see that you guys have been giving your energy and your time into a lot of other people. Even if they are your responsibility, it's still important to make sure that you are running good. Otherwise, you can't take care of your children. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not giving the best version of yourself to them. So make sure that you're taking care of your own needs. Okay. All right. I'm also seeing that right now, especially during the second half of the month, you will start to see your seeds grow. You will start to see the seeds that you planted. You'll start to see the seeds that you have been watering. You'll start to actually see those things grow. You'll start to actually see them like come into flourish, right? Things that you've been working on, projects that you've been working on. Finally, you'll see that, wow, it's not just ripe yet now. Ain't yet, but it's definitely prosperous. And it's prospering and it's forever prospering, right? It's growing. So this is a time to actually be really grateful and thankful for what it is that you do have and how things are working out in your favor. This is a time to focus your energy on how things are working for you and happening for you and not against you, right? Things are happening for you, they're not happening against you, they're not happening to you, they're happening for you. So, this is a time to do that. This also represents fertility. So, you're in a moment where you're very creative, you're in a moment where you're very fertile. You guys are going to have a lot of energy to really be a magician, to really be creative, to really be able to, how do I put this? You're going to have a lot of energy to really be able to just create that, what it is that you desire. Okay? So make sure that you take this time to take care of your own needs, but also make sure that you are constantly creating. Make sure that you're constantly imagining, constantly visualizing. You don't necessarily have to create just by hands on and creating something and actually like doing it with your hands or doing it physically. You can create by imagination, you can create by ideas, you can create by the energy that you bring in, and you can also create by your intentions. So just make sure that you're forever creating. Now, it's funny that I'm talking about being a lone wolf, and then I'm talking about making sure that you're taking time for yourself, living in your truth. All these things can be things that do make one feel isolated. Trust me, I know. When you're living in your own truth and everybody around you isn't living in it, whether it be family situation, whether it be work, whatever, when you seem to be feel like a little bit of the outcast, the only person that is doing this, the only person that's being a vegan, or the only person that's plant-based, or the only person that's raw, the only person that's whatever it is, the only person that wants to do this, do that. You may feel like, okay, I'm living in my truth, I'm taking care of my own needs, but there may be a feeling of isolation. This card, the guardian angel, is coming through for you to make sure that you are not feeling like you're alone, because you're not alone. There is higher forces, there are angels, there are ancestors, there's people that are cheering you on, that love you dearly, that see the effort that you're putting in, that absolutely appreciate you for exactly who you are. Even if you cannot see them, make sure that you just know that you're not alone. You may come across feathers this month. It's to tell you that you're not alone. Yes, each feather has its own individual meaning depending on what bird it's coming from or what color it is, but overall, you aren't alone. It is a representation of a guardian angel, especially if you see a white feather. This also means that you can rest and you can be at peace, and that you can feel harmony and feel at peace. Okay? So make sure that you guys just realize that you aren't alone in anything that you do, and that there are higher forces that are helping you work things out, and that are supporting you and that are cheering you on along your journey. This overall, during the last bit of the month, like the last week of the month, the last few days of the month, even, you guys will absolutely feel like, oh my goodness, I have an epiphany. I feel enlightenment. Like, you're gonna be so happy, because it's like a weight have been lifted off of your shoulder. It's like the shade has been lifted out from over your eyes, and you can just see the truth. And you know what? The truth is beautiful. The truth is magnificent. The truth is healing. Accepting it is just so great. So, this is a moment of enlightenment. This is a moment of coming out of the shadows and going into the light. The last few days of the month, and you can feel enlightenment throughout the month, but I do feel a lot the last few days of the month. You will just feel like, wow, I just went through a major enlightenment moment. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. You're so abundant. Okay? So, yeah, just make sure that you guys are also opening your eyes to the signs. Do not feel alone. Do not feel like, oh my God, but nobody else supporting me and nobody else. No, we're not doing that because you're supporting you. The universe is supporting you. Remember, everything you speak comes into light. So speak life into your situation and life into your story and watch that be your reality. All right. Thank you so much, Earth Elements. You guys, that was such a beautiful reading. I'm wishing you the best. If you want a personal reading with me, you can go ahead and book that. The link is inside the description box below. Um, also, if you guys just want to help to support Blooming Woman, you want to donate to the channel, you can go ahead and look at the links inside the description box below. My social media is there. The links to my to donate is there, and of course, check out my website if you guys want a personal reading. If you feel like you're going through an emotional setback, if you feel like you're dealing with trauma, if you're feeling like you need some sort of emotional healing, you can also try to book a EFT session with me. It's very easy to do. The link is also in the description box below. And EFT just stands for Emotional Freedom Tapping Techniques. And I'm certified in that. And I've helped a lot of people really heal through a lot of traumatic things, situations, events that were still hindering them in their current time. Also, releasing any type of mental anguish or or emotional anguish that they're dealing with or emotional upset. So if that sounds like it's going to help you, you can definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much and enjoy your beautiful month. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, moving on to the next element. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh, I can't even see. Okay, there. I feel like I'm lagging a lot, you guys. All right, moving on to the next element. So, this is going to be for air element. Welcome in, air element. Thank you so much for tuning into your reading. This is for the month of January. Happy New Year, air element. Yes, 12 months have passed by. But remember, this is just the Gregorian calendar system. And remember to not limit yourself with any type of system or construct that might not even be in alignment with who you are. So just because January of 2023 came, doesn't necessarily mean that you have a bunch of deadlines that to meet and you didn't meet them and oh my gosh. Don't fall for it. Just continue doing what it is that you're doing. Reflect on everything that you did and see how that's made you a better person today or how you could do better, right? So, Gemini, Shun Tefnut, right? Ma'at, Libra, and of course, Ma'at Happy Asar, Aquarius. Welcome in, you guys. This is going to be a reading for the month of January. Woohoo! All right, interestingly enough, you guys actually were the only element out of all the elements that got 2 of the African Goddess Rising cards that came out. So let's take a look. The first one that came out for you guys is Sekhmet. Now, Sekhmet represents a lot of things, right? I've done a video on Sekhmet. She represents a lot of things. But inside of this African Goddess Rising deck, she represents a wounded healer. And it's a beautiful interpretation of Sekhmet. Because Sekhmet has the rage, she has the fire, she has the ability to really fight for justice, fight for anything, fight for clarity, fight for whatever. And this card is interpreted as a way of making sure that you are fighting for yourself, making sure that you aren't fighting at all. It's about letting go of your shields, dropping your weapons, and becoming vulnerable. Um, because some of you may have been healing everybody else and putting a lot of people before your own self, um, fighting for everybody else, fighting for everyone's rights, but not taking a look at what you need, not taking a look at healing your body, not taking a look at the boundaries that you needed to place on yourself, right? So this is a time for you guys to really take a step back and do some inner healing, do some inner work in order to heal. Now, the beautiful thing that I'm seeing is the inner work that's coming through for you guys really has to deal with just being vulnerable. It really has to deal with you guys just letting down your guard and paying attention and listening to how you really feel internally. What is it? What shields do you put up, right? When you're ready to fight, what weapons do you use? Do you get judgmental? Do you get angry? Do you distance yourself? Do you eat foods that you're not supposed to eat? Do you lash out to others? Do you lash out to yourself? Do you do self-sabotage or self-pain? What is it that you do when you feel like a lot of unsafety? What is it that you do when you feel like you need a fight? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to your triggers, because you're going to be doing some shadow work during this month. Okay? So the wounded healer is coming through to really tell you, hey, now's the time to really focus on healing yourself. Now, what also came out with Sekhmet is the Long Bubby Zusi. Now, this card is coming through to represent shame. This deity is one that is feared a lot, supposedly feared a lot by a lot of the kids in that region, because she's looked at as a monster deity, and she's looked at to have ugly breast, basically long, ugly, droopy breast. But here's the thing. This deity has the ability to either nurture you or to really destruct you and poison you. Because out of one of her breasts, she gives milk and nourishment, and out of the other breast, she actually gives out poison. So this is why she is considered a monster deity, and she is considered a deity that is, really feared amongst. But what is coming through is telling you guys to accept all of you, to see all of you. If you have ugly moments that you may feel like you're ashamed of, really look into that. Really think about that. Some of you may even feel like, okay, there's nothing that you really feel ashamed about. There's nothing that you really feel like you should be feeling ashamed for. Really take a look at the actions that you have. Have you ever overreacted in certain situations? Have you ever caused drama where it didn't necessarily need to be? What have you done more recently that you maybe feel ashamed for? And really think about how you can better handle that. Really think about, okay, yeah, you can fight, right? We have the wounded healer, we have the warrior goddess. You can fight, but make sure that by the end of the time you fight, you don't feel ashamed for fighting. Make sure by after you fight, and when I say fight, I don't necessarily mean an argument or fight. I mean just being disruptive, or just coming through and being super warrior type energy, saying, okay, I'm coming through and I'm going to stand up for something, or I'm going to bring something to light. I'm going to bring truth to light. Oh, you bullying that person? What are you talking about? Oh, whatever it is, sometimes even just being a spokesperson or even just being a person um, that is trying to be a light worker, you're still a warrior. That's still warrior energy. And that's still, in a sense, fighting to balance that light and bring more light and love into this 3D world. But make sure that after you're done doing it, you don't feel shame for it. So this is really coming down to ground you, to bring you to earth, to make you feel a little bit of humility and a little bit of vulnerability. Also, this is coming through to tell you guys that to not feel shame in areas where you shouldn't feel shame for. Long story short, some of you guys just need to take a time out to rejuvenate yourself. Take a time out to see what it is your darkness is and what your light is. Okay? And make sure that you're using your darkness, your ability to destruct and poison at a time where it's necessary. You have the ability to fight and fight good, but it doesn't mean that you have to fight all the time. All right? We even have vulnerability coming through. Now, some people think it's so, easy to like it's so hard to be so guarded, ooh, I'm a hard person because I have a hard exterior, I'm tough. No, actually, you're weak because sorry, but actually it's a weakness. You're more stronger if you have the ability to be vulnerable. If you have the ability to say, wow, I messed up. Or if you have the ability to say, wow, I didn't take care of myself. I didn't treat myself well. If you have the ability to say, wow, I'm feeling a certain way, and I'm going to acknowledge that. Wow, you know what? I could do this differently. Yeah, it's time for me to do this differently. Really taking the veil off and unmasking, dropping the shields and being vulnerable is going to create so much healing for you guys this month. All right? So make sure that you're open. Also make sure that you're opening your eyes, opening your ears, opening your intuition to receiving guidance and important messages from spirit, because I do see that coming through a lot for you. Color synchronicities, angel numbers, animal totems, these things are going to come through for you this month. So really pay attention to it. We also see here, shine your light. So nevertheless, this is right away just confirming you guys need to be focusing more on shining your light attributes, and not looking too much in your darkness. Some of you may have been inside of your darkness, and I know it may be hard to kind of see this. This is a general reading, so it might not apply to everybody, but some of you may have definitely been looking at what you've been inside of your dark shadow aspects way too much and not necessarily focusing on your light aspects. So really make sure that you're shining your light through. There's some gifts that you guys have. There's some beautiful abilities that you guys have to give, that you can give. That can be your ability of fighting. Instead of fighting with your swords, your words, fighting so aggressively, you can heal through shining your light. There's something that you do beautifully. It could be poetry. It could be playing an instrument. It could be dancing. It could be singing. I mean, it could literally be cooking. It could be anything. There's something that you do beautifully, and now's the time to just shine more of that beauty. Shine more of that light, because the world wants to see it. Shine more of the light and express your light, express your beauty, and you will also heal through that, as opposed to expressing what it is you're not okay with, or expressing what it is that you are fighting for. Express instead what it is that you cherish and what it is that is your light. But in order to do that, you first have to be vulnerable and see what it is your light really is. Okay? And I'm seeing that as a gift, a talent, all that stuff. Just expressing it in a really beautiful way, in a really high vibrational way. Coming through and saying, oh, this is what I have. I'm expressing my talent. I'm expressing my gift, as opposed to, you know, I got to express this because if I don't, blah, blah, blah. No, don't do that. All right, so we have water element here for you guys as well. This card is coming through to say connect with your emotions. Once again, it's about vulnerability. You guys are in the water element this month. We got vulnerability. We got poison or milk coming out of each titty. I mean, it is all liquid, water element. This is movement. This is movement. This is very fluid. So you guys have to be very fluid. Your emotions may be, I don't want to say like rocky this month, but it may just come out to the surface this month a lot. And the times when your emotions come to the surface, really just really accept them. If you feel sad, if you feel mad, if you feel happy, laugh. Don't feel happy and say, okay, I'm going to suppress this happiness. When you feel the joy come out of your heart after you express that you're light, really ride on that happiness. Really ride on that emotion. Accept that you have emotions and accept that it's there. Don't be so guarded. Accept what makes you happy. You guys may benefit as well from being around water, from going to a place that has water element, whether it be a pond or river, anything. Meditating and envisioning a waterfall, meditating and envisioning water going throughout your body. This is going to help you, okay? This month, we also see that this is a month for you guys to trust and thrive. So when I see deers definitely represent success. So whatever is going to happen this month, which is a lot of like self-work, a lot of understanding, like developing yourself and becoming a better person, you're going to succeed in doing that. You're going to see a lot of it, that success during the end of the month, but regardless, you're going to get the hang of it and you're going to get the flow of it and you're going to accept that change and you're going to say, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. But the deers represent success. They also represent kindness. And then they also just represent being able to thrive because they thrive in their environments. You see them running down the road. They don't care if you built a road right across the damn their forest. They're thriving. They're thriving. So this is about you trusting and thriving. So no matter what your situation is, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter how you may feel like, oh, you don't have enough or whatever it may be, it's time to change that viewpoint. And instead, it's time for you guys to thrive in what it is that you have. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, I don't have this, I don't have that, but humble yourself. Thrive. You know? So you're thriving regardless. You're making it work. You're comfortable. All right? You may want more, and that's okay, but you're comfortable and you're thriving. And you're living in high vibrational energy, regardless. Also, trust coming in very strong. So you may see a lot of twos, because twos telling you to trust. You also may see that you just have experiences that are just asking you to like hold on to blind faith, to just trust. When you have those moments, don't dive into shame, don't dive into fighting, don't dive into lower vibrational energies. Instead, when you feel like, okay, I need to trust this situation, dive into your light. Bake that beautiful thing that you like to bake. Water your plants. Do whatever it is that you feel like brings, that expresses your light. Whenever it is that you feel like you're having a hard time trusting, or you're having a hard time doing what it is that the universe is testing you on, express joy, express light, express gratitude, because deep inside you know that you do need to trust the process. And last but not least, this is a time where you guys overall are going to change. You're going to change, and you're going to see change within yourself by the end of the month. I'll be honest with you guys, you're probably already seeing a change right now. You're probably already feeling a change. But it's not just, oh my goodness, things are changing around me. It's like, oh my goodness, I want to change. I want to do better. I want to be better. We're all going through changes, and we're all trying to be a better version of ourselves. But y'all are in the front line, air element, of being the best version of yourselves this month. You guys are really putting in the work. You guys have put in a lot of work during the past several months. And whereas before you may have felt like, I have to do this because I see how it's impacting my environment, now you're like, no, I have to do this because I want to. I have to do this because I want to be better. I have to do this because I want to heal. I want more balance. I want more, I don't want to be in everybody else's business. I want to be in my own business. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take care of everybody else and not take care of myself. I want to take care of myself, right? So you got to say that, Shu and Tefnut Gemini. You have to say that. Okay. Same thing with my Aunt Happy Asar, Aquarius. You guys, it's about changing what it is that you feel like, oh my God, I always do this, I always do that. Now's the time where you guys feel like, okay, I've changed. I've completely changed the way that I dealt with situations that were no longer serving me. I'm expressing my light, and I'm expressing it in a different way. I'm expressing it in the healthy way. And that is only rejuvenating back into me. It's like a recycling. So that way my cup is always becoming filled, because as I'm expressing that light and expressing it, it is something that fulfills me. So do things that are fulfilling for you this month. Even if you have to show up for other people or give to other people, forget that. Take a break and make sure that the things that you're giving are fulfilling. If it's not fulfilling, you have to make changes to make sure that you're doing things that are more fulfilling for you during the month. Not even during this month, during all of time. This is a big, major personal change. Do things that are fulfilling for you. Okay, somebody else likes to do this and do that, and you're around them a lot. Okay, but it's not what you like. Give yourself space. You don't have to do it, right? All right, and you can still love them without having to do that. You right? All right, so thank you so much. I know that was really deep and intense, but nevertheless, air element, this is for the betterment for you. This is going to be beautiful transformation. You guys are going to be shining. You guys are going to be beautiful. You guys are going to be great. And you guys are going to be thriving. And you're supposed to be living like you're thriving, not living like you're depleted. And so that's what is happening for you. You're thriving. If you guys want a personal reading with me, you can go ahead and check out the links inside the description box below, where you will be able to see book a personal reading with me easily. If you're interested in the EFT session, you'll be able to get that as well through the links. All of my social media is in there. And if you want to just donate to Blooming Women LLC, the links are down there as well. Thank you so much. And moving on to the last element, it is going to be water element. All right. Welcome in, water element. Thank you so much for tuning into your reading for the month of January. Happy New Year to you. I hope you guys had a great time. during the year of 2022 according to the Gregorian calendar system. Make sure that you guys are not falling for too much of this construct of this like schedule and this like system. Just because it's January doesn't mean that there's a bunch of deadlines that haven't been met. Doesn't mean that you need to worry about so much. Like, even if you have bills that are due during the new year and all that stuff, it's okay. That's fine. But I'm talking about your more personal things. I'm talking about you as a person outside the system. Like, checking with yourself. January doesn't mean that it's a deadline time for you in your life, right? It's up to you to say what your deadline time is. It's up to you to make your own schedule and your own system for your own life. Okay? So just make sure that you're working on your time, the time that you feel like is right, not the time that somebody else designed. All right. Water element, here we go. Beautiful water element. This is going to be for Set, Pisces. This is going to be for Capra, Cancer. And then this is also going to be for Serket, Scorpio. All right. So I ain't gonna lie, this is another intense reading. Not super intense, you guys. I don't want to say it's intense. But I will say that it's going to be eye-opening. We'll just say that. So the main focus for this month is, let's start with this card. We have from the African Goddess Rising card, we do have etheric cords. And this is Urzuli Dentor. Now she's coming through to tell you that you need to cut off something that is not meant to be in your life right now. Now, some of you guys listening to this right now, yes, it's a general reading, but you may already know exactly who it is that I'm talking about. I am seeing for a lot of you, it is a person. Some of you it's a place, some of you it's a construct, some of you it's an idea, it's a habit, but it's time to cut it off. That habit might be people pleasing. That's coming through as well as people pleasing being a habit. And just make sure that you guys are really paying attention to what it is that is sucking your energy away. There may be a cord attached to someone or something, an attachment that you have towards someone or something that is not very beneficial for you, and it's not something that is very good for you. Pay attention to what is not nourishing to you, and really make sure that you guys are placing boundaries. It's time to place boundaries for that. Okay? You really got to pay attention to your who it is that you are. This is a month of really knowing your self-worth. This is a month of really knowing what it is that you have to bring to the table, knowing how valuable you are, and knowing how much you deserve, and making sure that you're not putting yourself in situations where people are taking you for granted or where people are using your kindness for weakness. Make sure that you're in positions and you're surrounding yourself with people and places that see the value in you and don't try to use you. Make sure that you're also not being a person that's coming through just for people to use. So don't be a people pleaser as well. I know it's not the best thing to say about somebody, oh, you're a people pleaser, but I mean, like, I mean that in like the best way. Because I just mean it in a sense of don't fall prey to helping everybody else, okay? Now, this card over here is talking about innocence. This is saying trust your innocence. Now, intuitively, I'm feeling like this card is talking about your intuition. It's talking about trusting your innocence, trusting what it is that you initially feel, what it is that you initially think, what it is that you initially really feel, like deep down, without analyzing the situation, without thinking about, oh, what's right or wrong, just initially, like, how do you really feel? Like, take apart, like, the fact that, oh, so-and-so did this, that, and that for you. Take apart the fact that, oh, you've put this many years into this, and that. And really just think about, okay, but how are you feeling in your true innocence? As if you're a child. Because, like, even when you think about kids and babies and little kids and stuff, they're very blunt. They're very stark. Like, they'll tell you straight up, your breath smells like poo poo. Like, they don't care. They don't care. They'll tell you straight up, you look like a giraffe. Like, they don't care because they don't know any better. And they just are innocent and they're honest. And it's time for you to be just as honest with yourself and your situation. Are you giving too much into a certain person, place, or thing? And if so, you do need to act accordingly and really make sure that you're paying attention to your worth. I'm seeing that this is going to bring a lot of peace for you. It's going to bring in a lot of more. It's going to bring a lot more peace for you in your situation. It's also going to bring in a lot more. It's going to bring in new beginnings because of all this white I'm seeing. It's going to bring in new beginnings. Opportunities are going to fly your way when you cut this bad apple off. There's going to be more opportunities that's going to come in for you. There's your energy levels are going to go up, okay? And make sure that you're doing things to keep your energy level up, like eating well and all those things. But just make sure that you guys are really just listening to your intuition without judgment, without trying to talk yourself out of something. Be very honest with yourself and be very honest with yourself on what it is that is sucking away your energy. Awaken awareness. Look, this card is coming through an eye, and it's just coming through to say that you're woke. Your awareness is up. Now, whether you choose to ignore it is up to you. But nevertheless, don't ignore it. Really pay attention to what it is that is coming to your awareness. Like something is like 111. You may see that number. Okay? That's an alarm. 111 comes through to say pay attention. I know they say that a lot about a lot of angel numbers. They say every angel number means pay attention and be optimistic. Those are two things they say for every single number. No. 11 really does mean you need to be optimistic, but 111 really does mean you need to be alert, but not all the numbers mean that. So you may see 111 and it's telling you to really pay attention. The alert, pay attention. Something is being shown to you. And you really need to pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, things could get out of hand or you could go into a wrong direction. Right? So right now, just make sure that you're not being blinded. Make sure that you're not choosing not to see. Make sure that you're choosing to keep your eyes open. Make sure that you're choosing to see the truth. Make sure that you're choosing to see what it is that may be draining your energy or what it is that you need to cut out, okay? Because the signs are going to be coming through for you. It is going to be right there for you. During the middle of the month, right away, there's going to be time where you need to take time to reflect. And if you feel like you need to take time to reflect right now, do it. Throughout the month, do always take time to reflect. That's very important. But for a lot of you, I'm seeing that during the middle of the month, you may be having more time to reflect. Don't feel bored. Don't say, oh, let me turn on this TV show. Don't say, oh, let me do this. I have all this time. Let me run around and let me just keep my brain like chasing. No, you have this time to reflect. Take this time to reflect. Take time to reflect. This is the mirror guardian, and she's coming through to say, take time to reflect. It's time for you to look inside the mirror and to see the queen or the king that you are. It's time for you to look inside the mirror and see, wow, look how far I've come. Look how much I've done. Look how beautiful my energy is. Look what I have to bring to the table. And really value yourself. Really see what it is that you have. How whole do you feel without anybody else around? When you're just looking at your own reflection and you see that it is made up of stars, stardust, stars, galaxy, the Milky Way, new energy. You are right? You are the Milky Way that births all the stars. You are the galaxy. It's about really valuing yourself and promoting yourself to another level, saying, okay, I'm not staying down here anymore. It's time to step up, right? And speaking of stepping up, we have the Lord here. And the Lord is saying to take charge with authority. The Lord is also a depiction of the emperor. So it's about looking out for your own needs, knowing that you don't need to go to other people in order to make decisions for you, knowing that you don't need to necessarily say, okay, I need to go and so in order to make a decision, or I need to check on so and make sure so is okay before I check on myself, or I need to keep putting so and so before me. Whatever it is, it could be a place, it could be a person, it could be a work, it could be a project, it could be whatever, but something is sucking away you guys' energy, and something is taking your kindness for weakness. Now, with this authority, it's not telling you to go in and just be like super like aggressive. It's just telling you that you have to rely on yourself and spirit. When time comes, you need to rely on yourself to do a good job, and right now is not a time for you guys to rely on somebody else to do a good job for you. Right now is a time for you guys to rely on yourself to get things done. You have to take the lead, and you have to say, okay, I want something done a certain way. I want better in my life. I want to feel stronger. I want to feel better. I want to feel more rejuvenated. I want to feel more energy. It's up to me to make that happen. Me giving more time into this work that is stressing me out isn't what's going to make me feel rejuvenated. It's up to me to take the accountability and make that work. You have to be extremely strict with yourself now. You have to be extremely strict with your beautiful flower. You have to be extremely strict with your beautiful essence. Because you see how beautiful it is, and you see how much it's gone through, and how much it's overcome, and how many times you felt broken and you weren't broken. It's time for you to still to feel new, to feel innocent, to feel like a newborn baby, but also to realize all that you've been through, but know that who you are today is up to you. Okay? You guys are going through a renewal process. It's a time of healing. You are healing. I do see that you guys are going to see what it is that's sucking away your energy, and you are going to cut off that habit or that person or that place or that thing. It's time for you guys to really replenish your energy, go into nature, do stretch, right? So that you can actually get your energetic body moving. Do some yoga, do some stretches, sage yourself, all that stuff. But you really want your energetic body to really be moving and flowing good. You don't want it to be stagnant or stiff, because that's where it can hold on to negative energy or hold on to negative things, and that can make your aura very stagnant and your aura hold on to other people's energies and stuff. So you want to stretch, you guys, stretch, so that way you can really have that fluid energy and let go of tension and holding on to things that don't serve you. You guys also have the arrow here, and the arrow here is telling you to surround yourself with protective energy. So during the end of the month, I do see you guys really just like not about the BS no more. I see that you guys are over it. I see that you guys are like, okay, I'm ready to feel good. This thing is draining me, and it's time for me to feel good. It's time for me to feel my best. It's time for me to really take into note what responsibility that I have to take in order to make sure that I feel good at the end of the day. Whether it's eating foods that are alive, foods that have vitamins in it, eating actual foods that haven't been cooked down so much. You can still eat cooked foods here and there and stuff. That's perfectly fine, especially, when you want your body to have that warmth, of course. But make sure that you're eating fruits. Make sure that you are eating foods that haven't necessarily been, cooked or anything. That way it still has all that energy in it so that you can also put that energy within your body. Make sure that you guys are going into nature. Make sure that you guys are really seeing the divine that you are and seeing how beautiful you are and seeing how great you are and how much you do need to place boundaries on yourself and other people and what those boundaries are, okay? So this is a great month for you guys because you guys are going to be advancing. You guys are going to be learning how to protect yourself more. You guys are going to be learning why you need to protect yourself and why you're so valuable. And you guys are going to also be on the verge of breaking old habits that just don't serve you. So thank you so much for tuning into your reading, Water Element. You guys have the courage to make it through. You have the willpower and you deserve it. And I'm rooting for you. So yes, if you want a personal reading, check out the links inside the description box below where you'll be able to see where you can schedule a reading with me. Get 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute reading. It's all there. Also, if you feel like you're having a hard time with emotional upset or you feel like you're having a hard time letting go of things emotionally, whether a traumatic situation, thought pattern, or you feel like you just need to cling on to something too much and it is impacting you in a negative way today, that would be a great idea or a great time to book an EFT session with me. So that is also going to be inside of the description box below. All right. Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hi. Make sure you like the video if you're liking it, share it with your friends, your family, and I will see you guys inside the next video. Have a beautiful month, and thank you so much for your support. Bye-bye.